Hey Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel, and if you're returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. So today we have our toddler boy hairstyle video number 82, and we are going to be doing a braided and twist style in one. I know it sounds weird, but it works out great, I promise. So we're going in and we're just undoing the hair right now. I want to give a disclaimer. You can see a bunch of white stuff here. I didn't even really start taking it in at first. This is because we did an aloe leave-in the night before, and I thought it went well. Clearly did not. It left a lot of white residue behind. Thankfully, I was already planning on adding water to blow dry, and if I wasn't, I think I would have been in a lot of trouble. But I am going in with our heat protectant. This is the Argan Oil Smooth and Shine Polisher. I actually had this laying around because our regular one that we like to use, the Chi, I did not have any, and I was not going outside just for that. So use what you have if that's what the case is, but I do prefer the Chi that I usually use. So I'm going in with the blow dryer. Now that he's 6, I realize that I've used the blow dryer a little bit more than I used to before. Again, it's just about protecting the hair before you're using it, making sure that you're taking care of the hair afterwards, like during wash days and stuff like that. Just make sure that you have a good routine going. You are putting moisture back into the hair, and you're also protecting the hair while you blow dry, and that should keep the heat damage away. That should keep the curl retention there. And just don't do it like every single time, and if you do, you know, just continue making sure that you have a routine for every single time that you want to blow dry, but you don't have to be afraid of it as they're older. I wouldn't do this when he's young. This is only because he is older now. So after blow drying, I'm now going in with some oil. This is just olive oil mixed with some Jamaican black castor oil, and I put that through the hair, and then I'm going in with my honey hydrate leave-in conditioner just a little bit. I put a little bit too much, so I am taking some out, rubbing it in my hands, and just concentrating on lightly adding it to the hair. Again, it's not like I am straightening his hair, so I am able to put something a little bit thicker in there because I do want it to keep the moisture and everything locked in as I'm braiding it, because again, this is a protective style and we do want to help protect the hair, the ends, the roots, the shaft, as it's in the style and as it lasts through the style. So now I'm going in and I am parting our hair. I'm sectioning it out from ear to ear, so I'm creating that section from the back, going in, just cleaning it up a little bit more, because as you can see, it was not straight. Again, if you have any issues with making the parts straight, you might want to look into if your child has moving scalp. It's nothing bad, but it does kind of help you understand that no matter how much parting we do, it is going to kind of be a little bit wonky. You just have to take a little bit of extra time, make sure the hair is taut on both sides when you're parting. That way you can see what it will look like in the part, but you can also see what it will look like once it's braided, and making sure that it is as straight as you would like it to be. After brushing out, making sure that everything is detangled, I'm now going in with my rat tail comb, and I am sectioning this into two. So this back section that we did from the original ear to ear, we're going to make that into two. This is going to be two parts of our braid style. So I'm going in again. I've added in some Shine and Jam. Yes, Shine and Jam, that's what I was using. I've added in the Shine and Jam to the root just to make sure that I can part the hair properly. And then I'm just going in to make it neat, just cleaning up that part, making sure that the line is as straight as it can be and as straight as I would like it to be. As you can see, another tip, make sure that your little one's head is straight on when you're parting, because if not, it's going to be slanted when you braid. So I'm going in with these EZEDGES Temple Balm. I actually bought this for myself because I needed to do like a ponytail. That ended up not doing the ponytail. And again, this is what I had here. I was not going to the store just for gel at this point. So I used what I had. It worked really well, actually, honestly, especially in the front. It leaves no white residue, easy to use, no smell. It's not like crunchy or anything like that. So if you're looking for something to use on your little one, I recommend this. I think it's actually pretty decent. I'm not too sure how it holds up ponytail wise, so don't quote me there. But for braiding and what I needed it to do, it worked perfectly. So I went in and I created, I believe, 3 sections or 2 sections. But each section that you make, you're going to cut those into 2. So I've cut them into 2 and I've just braided them down normally, just like you would any regular braid. And then now I'm going in and I'm twisting the ends. Honestly, super easy to twist. It's just like the regular twist. Make sure that you are twisting your hand as you're twisting the twist. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I do have a bunch of twist videos. I will insert them just so you can understand the technique that I use when twisting. I do believe I will slow it down at some point to show you. Just make sure that you are twisting in your hand as you twist the 2 strands together. That allows for it to be a lot tighter. So when you do add your elastic to the end, yes, it is going to puff up a little bit. It's going to get, you know, like that juicy twist look. And you want to make sure it's already starting off tight. If it's loose, it's just going to come out and it's not going to look really put together and the twist isn't going to look nice. So you see here, it looks really thin. By the end of this, you will see it's got a little fullness to it. That's what we're looking for when it comes to twists. But it starts with your base before that. So again, like I said, I did the back into 2 squares and we break those squares up into 2 each. So I've added my gel to the perimeter because I'm going to be using this as 2. So the outside is what we're really particular about, not really the inside of the braid. And then I just go in, split that into 2 like I said, and I'm just braiding it down super easy. Don't braid it all the way because as you see, we are twisting the ends. I'm not adding any elastics. I did not like the look of that. And he just keeps moving his head. I want to say, as you can see here, I turned it off. He is watching his iPad, but he's reading. And I thought that would be a great, a great difference because he loves to read whatever. It's a lot harder than the shows because with the shows you just sit there, you watch something, but with the book he's reading the left page, the right page, he's flipping the page, he's investigating what it's saying. It's like I love the fact that he loves to read, but it's like doesn't work as well when I'm trying to braid. So we'll see how that goes. But if you do want to know what app we use for reading, let us know and I will write it for you guys. It might be different in the US compared to Canada or wherever else you may be located, but I will let you guys know what we do use. Alright, so I'm going in with our Denman Dupe brush. I've spoken about this before. I absolutely love this brush. On his hair dry, on his hair wet. This is what I use to detangle everything. I will have our products that we use listed in the description below if you want to try and get some for yourself, or if you just want to know what we're using, it is going to be in the description. I am not paid for anything. Everything that I use, I buy with my own money. So this style is simple in the fact that it's kind of just repetitive. We are making our rows, we are making our sections, we are braiding and twisting. It's not too much difference. So I'm just going to show you the first one on each row, just so you kind of understand where we're starting and how the style is going to be laid out. But I'm not going to show you like all of them because realistically it is the exact same thing over and over, and I don't know if you guys want to hear my voice for that long. This video is already long enough as it is. So as you can see, braided the 2, twisting the 2. Make sure you are detangling as you go, especially with our curly haired kiddos. Even if the hair is straightened, not straightened, even if the hair is blow dried or straightened, whatever way that you decide to do their hair, it still needs to be detangled as you go. You don't want the hair to look old, kind of, you know what I mean? Like look like it's not neat. You want the style to last as long as possible, especially with it being a twist style. I do notice that the twisting, it gets messy quickly, especially depending on how they play during the day and stuff like that. So you want to start off the style from day one as neat and as put together as possible, so that just continues on the longevity of the style. I did refresh this style, just the twist portion, and it took me maybe like 10-15 minutes to do that, about maybe like a week in. And all I did for that was I untwisted the twists. I put in some of our leave-in, which right now we're using the Curly Kids line leave-in, and I find it's actually really nice. It is a bit thick, so it's not going to be like if I need to leave the hair out type of thing. This is more so to refresh and keep that moisture in. So I go in with that, and then I added a little bit of the honey leave-in again, literally just like a little pea-sized amount, just to the twisted or the untwisted at that point part, and I brushed it out, combed it out, and then I just retwisted it again, and it makes the style last double the time. Twist styles, I feel like, are really, if you don't have time to refresh them, and depending on how intricate it is, a twist style will last like a week, maybe week and a half. And you also want to be careful, especially if it's like twisted from the root. It can lock up really quickly depending on the type of hair texture your child has, if they're swimming, if they're playing, if they're wet, if they wash their hair every time they go in the shower. So be very careful with twist styles, because your child could have starter locks and you wouldn't even know. So keep that in mind, and just make sure that you're checking on the longevity of your styles. So as you see here, that is the back complete. That's 5 total in the back. All right, so I'm going in and I'm doing our 3rd row. As you can see, I had a different idea of how I wanted to do the front at first, and then I kind of thought about it and I was like, you know what? It's not working out the way I see it in my head. So don't mind how the front is parted. It's not going to stay that way. As you see here, again, going in, just creating a good sized amount for our part. I wanted these to be more like rectangles instead of squares, so you want them to be longer because you want to have that extra space to braid down. You don't want to just have like one little piece of a braid and then we're twisting. You want to have that room to actually braid down, to gather it up, and you can see the braids and the twists. You don't want it to just kind of be like, is it a braid, is it a twist, is it coming from the scalp, is it not, is it like a bootleg single braid type thing, you know what I mean? You want it to actually look the way that we want it to look. So this 3rd row, we're actually having 4 sections in total, which that we're splitting up to make the braid twist combo. And then the next row, we're going to have 5. So we kind of just increase our numbers because we started out with 2, then we went to 3, now we're at 4, and then we will go to 5. Again, it's the exact same thing that we've been doing before. I just wanted to show you guys how many rows that we're doing, so you guys have that like understanding as you're braiding it yourself. So just make sure that you're pulling in all the hair, you're using your comb and your brush to detangle, but also to bring the hair to the center of the braid. With the perimeter, make sure you're being a little bit extra careful. You don't want to pull too much hair. You don't want to manipulate the sides of their hair too much, because we don't want breakage, right? So once you go in and you add your product, you can then separate the front piece. You can use a comb, you can use your finger, you can not separate at all. Whatever way you like to braid, it's up to you. You go ahead and you do that. So I'm going in here and I'm just adding this braid down quickly, and then I'm going to connect them as I usually do. So my trick to a good twist out or twist style is doing it on blow dried hair, especially for kids with like tighter curls or just like different types of curl patterns all over. I find that shrinkage is really a big thing with twists. So if we're doing twists, especially like thicker twists, and it's not straightened, not blow dried, I find that it just shrinks up really quickly and the style just looks a little bit different than what I was expecting it to. So that's why I prefer to just blow dry the hair before I do a twist style. And when you're adding product, when the hair is blow dried, make sure you're not adding anything with water, nothing that's water based, because the hair is just going to revert right back to that curly state, and it's going to be a waste of time blow drying, and it's not going to achieve what you're looking for. Before we start our 4th row, we are going to section from the front. So you're going to use that same method that we always do, using the nose as a way of finding the middle. You go through the middle, and then you're going to just make like a triangle, a decent sized triangle in the front, and it's going to kind of be on a slant. You want to cut that off from the side of the face to the middle of the face, to the middle of the hair, and just make sure that it is a good size, which gives you also a good sized set of rectangles for the last row that we're doing going back. So we've created this row. It's going to be 5 squares, 5 rectangles all together to make the braids, and then we have that one triangle in the front that we're going to use last. And just remember, symmetry. Everything that we do on the right side, we're going to also do on the left side. You can go in and use what you've already done on this right side as your template, so you're not making the triangle out of nothing. We've created our triangle in the size that we like here, so you can just use that part line from the right side over to the left side to make sure that everything is as equal as we can have it. So again, I'm going in, I'm being extra gentle because this is the perimeter, this is like the baby hair section, so we want to make sure that we're not being too rough, we're not being too tight on that. We want to keep it as soft as possible because we just don't want to cause any breakage. We don't want to hurt the hair. We don't want to cause any discomfort to our little ones as we're doing the style, or once the style is done. We don't want it to just be too tight on them as they're going through the day and it's just uncomfortable. Again, also make sure you're looking for tension bumps on the side of their hair. With this style, with any style that you do, you just want to make sure that you're not seeing any bumps forming after you've braided, whether it's the same day or the following day. And if you do see that, you're going to have to take the style out and just give their hair a break and make sure that it doesn't cause any further damage. Alrighty, getting to the front. So we have this last triangle here, and we're going to, again, brush and comb it out, make sure it's all detangled. And then we're going to go in and we're going to split that into two. We're going to split it into two though from the point of the triangle, not from the middle of the section, but from the point of the triangle, which is basically the middle part line in the hair. So we go ahead and we do that, which is going to give us two triangles, and we're going to add our product, and I'm just smoothing it in, I'm molding it in, I'm making sure that the hair goes into the middle because we are braiding down and we want everything to be collected together so that we can braid neatly. So I've gone and done that, and I'm using very small pieces of hair because this is the front. We want it to be as thin and as neat as possible. We want to keep everything together. So like I said, use your comb, make sure you're not using too much tension, you're not pulling too much, it's not too hard as you're braiding. You don't want to hurt our little ones. But the product that I use, like this section of the hair, is still together, still neat to this point, and I've already refreshed the twists. I did not have to refresh this at all, so I really do enjoy this product. I will know what it's like 100% when I take out the style completely and see how the hair is, but just from a visual standpoint, it's great. Now this happened because I ran out of space to record. I haven't deleted videos in a while, so there was no space. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't get to show you on the other end, but I'm just showing you how I finish up on this side. So I am twisting it together as per usual. I did add an elastic for these two. These are the only two that get an elastic because it's in the front and I want it to be a little bit more neater and laid down flat. So I added the elastic before I started twisting, comb through, brush through, make sure everything is neat, twisted it up, added the elastic to the end. I'm pretty sure I said that at some point. If not, you saw me put the elastics in. And that's the end of the style. Look at that smile. He absolutely loved it. Alrighty, this is what we're working with, guys. This is how the style turned out. Again, if you are not into braiding, because sometimes it's just a little bit harder than twisting, you can twist, like flat twist the braid parts instead, and so it'll be like a full twisted style. But this style did work up very quickly for me. It is very easy. I believe it's pretty beginner friendly, so you can adjust it to your preference and your abilities if you like. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up this video. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already. If you haven't, why have you not? Share our video with your friends and family. Make sure you come back. Check us out on all our socials at Keeping Up with Cam. Bye.